All right, starting. Hey, hello everybody. Welcome to the Schroud Thomas show. Today we have Barbara Schroud Thomas. She's our featured guest. Yay! Hi, Barb.
Hello.
I've met you before.
In various circumstances, yes.
Yep. They can't hear if you talk like that. They can hear you.
In various circumstances.
How are you?
I'm doing pretty good.
Good.
I manage.
Good. All right, we're live. We have a live audience.
Very good. Hello, everybody.
It's Facebook Live.
Okay, so
Go ahead.
we're here today to embark on an adventure. We're trying to make a history of our family, our whole family, on both sides. Well, maybe one side. So we're today's feature is some historical objects that we have had in our family for several generations, and we want to highlight those and give a history of those items. And future chapters of this adventure will include our family history and various people, characters in our family, and certain adventures that they've had in their lifetimes that might not be written down, and they need to be cataloged so we don't forget them.
I'm trying to go live with it on my feed too.
So the first item that we have on our agenda today is a chaise lounge. Now this chaise lounge, it comes from 1850, and it comes from a person I don't even know, my grandmother's aunt. Aunt Belle Sykes is her name. And she brought this chaise lounge from Europe when she moved over here. And she gave it to my grandmother. My grandmother was of course her niece, and I don't know why she gave it to her, but my grandmother ended up with it, and she never ever used it ever. I didn't even know she had it until I got married to my husband. And then my grandmother was trying to give it away. She said, "Does anybody want my chaise lounge?" And she's showing it to everyone, and it's in terrible condition. And I said I didn't want it. And she asked my husband, Desmond Thomas, she asked him, "Do you want it?" And he says, "Yeah, I love it. I love that thing. I'll take it." So that's how we ended up with it. Now this chaise lounge had been around since 1850. It had horsehair upholstery, which I understand was common at that time, and it was very prickly, and a lot of the horsehairs were coming out of it because it was so old. And the scene on the chaise lounge, it was a famous picture called The Hunt, and it was of an English picture of a group of men going on a hunt on horseback with bright red uniforms, and the dogs are all barking below with the horses, and they're getting ready to go on this fox hunt.
Let's take a pause. We can actually show them the chaise lounge.
Yeah,
we can show them.
Okay, let's show you the chaise lounge.
This thing made it from Europe.
Yes.
It crossed the pond.
Absolutely.
With our ancestors, and it's here. We have it here. It's been passed down the line, and I have it now.
We, because it was in such terrible condition, we had to have it reupholstered, of course, in order to use it. And I'm going to show you what it looks like now.
There it is. You can stay there, Mom. You can stay there. It's just the camera needs to see it. That's all.
Are we on?
We're still on.
This chaise lounge has been featured in antique magazines. This exact lounge, as you see it here, and so we know it's real. It's not any fake anything. It's lovely now. We had it reupholstered at a professional upholstery, and we use it in the formal living room, my son's house.
All right, so let's tell the story again. For those that are just tuning in now, let's give them a summary. This is a...
What we're featuring is this chaise lounge that came from Germany. My Aunt Belle Sykes brought this from not Denmark. What's it? Sweden? No. I can't. Anyway, she brought it from Europe.
Switzerland,
No.
the
England,
Netherlands,
England.
Scotland.
I don't know. Stop not. Okay. Anyway, she brought it from someplace around England in 1850, and she moved here. And she gave this couch, or this chaise lounge, she gave it to my grandmother, her niece, at some point in time. We don't know when. And my grandmother just kept it like in the basement for many years. And it deteriorated. Then she wanted to give it away. So she tried to give it to everybody in the relation. My sister, my nieces, my mother, me. She tried to give it to me. I didn't want it.
I think I should sit on it. What do you think? I should sit on it. I should be...
Relax on it. Show it off.
Right.
A chaise lounge is
things...
also called a fainting couch. Because back in the 1850s, ladies of social status would sometimes pretend they were fainting and they needed a couch to faint on. And this is what they would use.
I fainted.
They would pretend they were shocked at something, or they were too frail to take something, and then they would faint on the couch.
I'm having a moment. I just need to have a moment.
Yeah, Mr. Thomas is pretending to be a frail lady.
I'm gonna faint on this chaise lounge.
On the fainting couch.
The fainting couch.
So then they would lay there for a while and then get up.
I must say, the view is different. This changes your whole perspective. Everything looks different. I'm seeing.
Really?
I'm seeing details.
Wow. Is that like a vision or an apparition?
It's nice. It's very nice. The thing is, this thing, I grew up with this thing. It was in your room. It was in our house in Florida.
We acquired this lounge when I got married to my husband, and we were living in Chicago, and we had it upholstered. But the guy did a terrible job. But we were leaving for Florida the next day, so he had to take it with us as it was. And we had it in Florida for all the years we were married, 35 years. And then I brought it back to Chicago when Desi moved back to Chicago after he got married.
It never really did well in Florida.
No, Florida is not a place for that chaise lounge. It was the wrong place entirely.
It always looked out of place.
It was. But now it has found its true calling. It really has.
It's happy. It's very happy here.
Very, very happy.
In Evanston.
Yes.
And if it's kind of like a cat, you can
when it gets featured in an antique magazine, that shows that it's come to its place in life.
You can pet it. You know, if you pet it, it starts to purr.
So how we got it reupholstered, Tamika, Desi's wife, and I, we went to a furniture store, upgrade furniture store, and they had a...
Walter E. Smith.
Yep, Walter Eastman, okay. They had a demonstration of all kinds of fabrics. We went through all the fabrics that they had. Hundreds of fabrics. And we found the exact hunt scene that had been on this chaise lounge in the beginning. We found that in all those fabrics. They still had that on a fabric, but that wasn't what we were looking for. But we actually found that it existed, and then we picked out the fabric we wanted and had it done. And this is the product that we ended up with. We're very happy with it, and it's going to make a long-lasting contribution to the household.
Yes, it's found its happy home, its forever home, and you know, it's very happy there.
So that's one of the historical items in our family, and every item has its own story. We have another item in this house that's of historical value, and that's my grandmother Botz's pie table. And this had great significance in the family.
Guys, feel free to make comments. Let us know what you like. Let us know if you know something. If you're in the family and you have any other information regarding these heirlooms, let us know.
We're going to show you the pie table now.
Yeah. Moving on to the next item.
Yes.
And if you want to buy these items, we'll give you a great deal.
No, they're not for sale.
Only, everything has a price.
Well, I've heard that. I've heard that somewhere.
For a small fortune, you can have these in your home. No, I'm just kidding. Obviously, I'm here to provide the comic relief. All right, so let's move to the next item that my mother, Miss Barbara Schroud Thomas, is going to describe in great detail.
Oh, no.
Oh, we're recording, geez.
Okay. Thank you.
Okie dokie. Just right this way. Mom, here's an item right here.
Okay, we have another item that just popped up. Oh, yes. Speaking of coming over from the Europe, we have here the trunk that the Shrouds, I'm a Shroud. I don't know when they came over, but I think it's in the 1850s, but I'm not sure. But we have the trunk that they took on the ship and came through Ellis Island with. It's in terrible condition, needs to be repaired. But it has the shroud, on the top of it, it says their name and all kinds of numbers and stuff. And it has enamel and board. It could be fixed up real pretty. We're going to do that.
Didn't you say that it was also blue? It had blue on it,
It
originally.
had blue on the enamel, blue enamel. You can see the blue on the top. You can see it. But you have to use your imagination. What is there?
It says Shroud.
Yeah.
And
so that came across the ocean on a boat with my relatives on the Schroud side.
And there's also things inside of it. I'm gonna open it.
No, there was nothing. There's what's in it.
I put those things in there.
Oh, all right.
As you told me about things, I put them in there.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
All right, so it's just hard to hold the camera and the items. All right, so these are like
That's a coffee set, silver. It's tarnished, but it'll polish up.
it's real silver.
Yeah, real silver. Yeah.
These are heirlooms.
Oh yeah.
These are all.
That's from Great Grandma Bob's. Yeah.
One day we'll serve coffee like this. Yes. That's part of the same
that
set.
Cup and that
For the cream.
cream and sugar.
Got you. Some of this, that looks like it's from the trunk itself.
I don't know what that is.
Did Grandma Warzon make these Afghans?
Grandma made that. Yeah, Grandma Warzon made that Afghan.
My grandmother made this. My mother's mother she loved to crochet. Is that what we call that?
Crocheting. It's called tatting.
Tatting.
That's tatted. Yep.
All right. Another part to the coffee set.
That's an old tool, a planer that they used to use in the old days before modern tools.
A lot of our people were
Farmers.
they were wood. They
Work on the farm, you have to have tools.
Reuben worked with wood too, didn't he? He had a shop.
He had a shop, but he was a master welder.
A welder.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's another old tool.
Another
Antique
old tool. Amazing. We got just tools that our ancestors used to use in here. That's what's up.
That's just something I had as a child. I know nothing about it.
Old toys.
Yep, old toys. I think that's another Afghan she made.
Another. You don't want to use this stuff. It's just nice to have. Just kind of. We got. I call these doilies. I don't know what you call them.
Those are doilies from my great grandma. Yeah.
Just doilies that.
And they made them from scratch. Don't ask me how, but that's all crochet.
People don't really use these anymore.
No, I don't use them anymore.
I don't know how to use that, but I'm gonna keep it. Look, this is an antique piece of coral from Germany.
My father went to the Pacific in the war, and he brought those back.
Oh wow!
These shells back.
I thought it was something from Lake Worth.
No, it's from the Pacific Ocean in World War II. Grandpa Schroud got it while he was in the service.
Wow. Okay. Well, I would have never known what that was, so I'm glad we did this. All right. Do you recognize these?
No, I
It's
do
this
not.
old
It's
silver.
Yeah, silverware. Oh, Grandma must have. Those are spoons and stuff that you collect as you go around the States. In the old days, when you went on vacation, you would collect those. Those are Grandma Warzon collected those.
Just little collectibles. All right. We didn't even plan on. We got a lot of stuff like this that's just randomly strewn about. You know how people love to keep heirlooms. So we just happened to pass by this. It was just sitting there. We didn't even plan to talk about it.
Yeah, because we want to have it fixed up.
That
Then we can show it off properly. At the moment, it's in terrible shape. I don't even know who had it before I did.
It's called shabby chic, Mom. This is the new style.
Yeah.
This is the new. Wow, it's kind of it's an ornate trunk.
Yes, it has the inside of the top is finished off.
All right. Well, that was just a detour.
It was a sidebar.
Yeah, that was just a sidebar. Now we can get back to what we were talking about. We can close the old trunk from the old country.
Doesn't close. Yeah. Okay.
That came over from Bavaria.
I don't even know where they originated from.
It wasn't even called Germany back then.
Yeah, probably not.
It was Prussia. And our people came from Bavaria, which was its own kingdom, its own country. All right. So my mom is going to show us something else.
Grandma bought this pie table. This was very significant in the family. As my grandfather loved pie, he had pie every day. My grandmother made pie every single day. And this pie table was even when they had their kitchen redone. This pie table was taken from the old kitchen and put into the new kitchen. So it's made out of oak.
Did you grow up with this thing?
Yes, oh yes.
Okay.
Grandma used it every single day. And you make your pie on the top. As you see, you have this drawer here. You have your rolling pin. And you have your cutter for the meal. It cuts your pie dough. Now, it's supposed to have a zinc top, but the zinc top, Uncle Tom refinished the table and decided to leave the zinc top off. But to make pie on it, you would have a zinc top.
Oh, okay.
And then, so you had your utensils in the drawer here, and then this drawer, you have one drawer here for 20 pounds of flour, and the other drawer here is for 20 pounds of sugar.
Ah, 20 pounds.
20
Wow.
pounds each. And then you can make a lot of pie with this table.
We still use it for, desserts. So instead of pie, we have some Jamaican rum cake. All right. I'll just set that here. So we do it, man. We got some nice chocolate cookies. All right. So we still use it for dessert. It's just that nobody bakes pies from scratch anymore.
Grandma made pie every single day. She had to have a pie table. They remodeled the kitchen and took this from the old kitchen and put it in the new kitchen because it was that important.
Great, man. It serves a good purpose.
Yep.
In Florida, we just set
As an accent.
we set clutter on it.
Yeah, it was just an accent.
You put your mail on it.
Antiques
your junk.
are no good in Florida.
No, but it's
They
getting
don't work.
it's getting put to good use here.
That's right.
Forget about Florida, right? Forget about Florida. All right, so we're gonna head. Yeah, it's me. Y'all know. The Des. We're gonna head back in here and talk about, I guess, some other stuff, some other items that we don't possess.
We were talking about Bavaria and where our relatives are from in Bavaria.
Yes.
Yes.
Let them know.
So I read an article about Bavaria, and I found out that the area where our relatives came from is famous for making baskets, weaving baskets.
Oh, okay.
And as a matter of fact, I was given a basket made by the bots that came from Germany, the one that moved here. He made that basket when he came here to use for something, I don't know what, but I got the basket, still in very good shape. And
where is it?
Lisa has the basket
Okay.
because it had sewing supplies in it. Great Grandma Botts sewed a lot, and it had sewing supplies in it.
Got you.
Okay, so I don't know if he made it for his wife for that purpose, but we got the basket. And then the region next to the basket making region in Bavaria is famous for cuckoo clocks. They make cuckoo clocks there. And my grandfather Botts, my mother's father, loved cuckoo clocks, and she bought him one from France when she went over there for a visit, and he used it every single day till he died. He loved his cuckoo clock.
We gotta get one of those. We got you. A grandfather one.
I don't know who got the cuckoo clock when Grandpa died. I have no idea, but I haven't seen it since then. Anyway, he loved cuckoo clocks, so that shows up in his ancestry by his likes and his talents. Like my great-grandfather that made the basket came over here and did what he knew how to do, make a basket.
Wonderful.
It's very touching.
And you still have the basket?
I still have the basket. It's a couple 100 years old, and it's just fine. Looks like you bought it from the store yesterday.
Great. We're gonna take good care of that.
Well, absolutely. Well, Aunt Mooks, my mother's aunt, who gave me the basket, she told me you just wash it in water every couple months, and that's it. Just let it dry. Be fine.
We have to rescue it from Florida.
Oh yeah, it is still in Florida. Yeah.
That's the only thing. But we're gonna do that ASAP. Now that my mom has so many of these things, I don't even know. I can't even keep up with it all. We need an inventory.
That's why we're doing this history. Now, the last item on our list for today is a ring. It's a gold ring with a pearl on it. This is an amazing story, absolutely amazing. Back in like 1920, my Grandma Botts's brother, Jim, his name is Jim Williamson. He was about 20 years old, and he did odd jobs for Great-Grandma Botts on the farm. He worked on the farm doing different things that she wanted him to do. And one day it was his day off, and he went to a place called Token Creek, where there's a little stream, and he went fishing. And he found an oyster that had a pearl in it, and freshwater pearl.
Wow.
And he got all excited. He had no use for a pearl. He's just a single guy doing odd jobs. So he took the pearl to Great-Grandma Botts, and he gave it to her. And she took it down to the jeweler and had it made into a ring. So we have a gold ring with a pearl on it, and the pearl was given to my great-grandma Botts by my great-uncle Jim Williamson. It's on my grandma's side. They weren't even married yet. I don't even know if they knew each other, my grandpa and grandma, because Jim Williamson's sister is my grandma. And I don't even know if Grandma and Grandpa Botts knew each other at that time. But we have that ring. We still have that ring that he gave her the pearl, and then Great-Grandma made a ring out of it and wore it. I thought that was so touching.
Yeah.
And it brings both sides of the family together, the Williamsons and the Bottses.
Around what year? Around what?
That happened around 1920, I would say.
Okay.
I'm just guesstimating. Yep.
I'm gonna let my sister keep track of that ring.
Yeah, she's got it in her jewelry.
As far as jewelry goes, I don't know.
Our family was not into jewelry.
It could be from a bubble gum machine for 25 cents, and I couldn't tell the difference.
Yeah, we wouldn't know the difference
between that and this priceless item. So, Lisa, shout out to my sister Lisa. She's gonna go ahead and take good care of that.
Yep.
In Florida.
So those are all the items that we have today, and we're going to have a future segment, and we're going to go into family history. Lots of stories about Grandma Warzon falling off the baby carriage and plowing the fields with great big horses instead of tractors. And
you got to tell them the story about how you almost got sold to the gypsies.
That's right. That was Grandma Warzon.
Oh, I thought it was you.
No, it was Grandma Warzon. She thought the gypsies were wonderful, and she was just skipping after them, and Grandma had to come running down the street screaming and yelling to get her back from the gypsy.
I gotta say, if you're a gypsy, I love you. It's nothing, no disrespect to gypsies.
That's a long time ago.
But my grandma almost got sold to the gypsies. It's a true story. You heard it here. You heard it.
So those are some of the upcoming items we're going to have in future segments. Yes. So goodbye for today, and I hope you enjoyed our little show and tell.
All right, folks. Cheers. Until next time.
Until next time.
Love you, Mom.
Love you.
It's still recording. Still recording.